What's up, Taiwan? I'm Liao with 10 minutes of news from in Taiwan and around the world. Drivers who don't yield to pedestrians will soon face a fixed fine that's the equivalent of about $120. Under the current rules, that $120 fine is the upper limit for people driving larger vehicles like semi-trucks. But Taiwan's transportation ministry says it will soon apply that fine to all offenders, including small passenger and cargo vehicles. The change comes after several reports highlighted Taiwan's poor record on road safety. The Transportation Ministry says around 400 pedestrians are killed crossing Taiwan's streets each year. This has led some in Taiwan to label the country a living hell for those who choose to walk its streets. Taiwan's export orders in December dropped significantly, continuing a worrying run for a key driver of the country's economy. James Chater reports.
Taiwan's export orders have fallen once again. In December, overseas orders to Taiwanese businesses declined 23.2% on the same month from the year earlier. That's almost equivalent to November's drop of 23.4%, itself the steepest tumble since the global financial crisis in 2009. A pandemic-era boom in demand for Taiwan's semiconductors protected the country from recession. But recently, higher inflation, higher interest rates, and zero-COVID lockdowns in China, Taiwan's largest trading partner, have depressed demand for Taiwanese goods.
We forget, but Taiwan benefited so much in 2020. So, this is a little bit like the pendulum, the pendulum coming back to hunt Taiwan now for something that Taiwan benefited in 2020.
Exports account for around 70% of Taiwan's GDP, making its economy vulnerable to external forces. Taiwan's economy contracted 0.86% in the final quarter of last year. And on Monday, the Taiwan Institute of Economic Research lowered their forecast for Taiwan's 2023 growth to 2.58%.
今年的国际情势，上半年可能表现乐观程度并不高，所以我们的贸易跟我们的投资，尤其是民间企业的投资，受到一定的影响。所以我们主要下修的部分在于贸易的表现。
But some think even that projection is too optimistic, and that the latest data shows Taiwan's exports are excessively concentrated in one destination and one sector.
One is China, the other one is the semiconductor industry. It's quite obvious, yeah? So, I don't think you need to, but the point is, once you agree on this, maybe you need other sources of growth.
Taiwan's economy has hit a rough patch. China is opening up, and that could provide some respite. But with few other sources of optimism, the waters could be choppy for a little while yet. Klein Wang and James Chater for TaiwanPlus.
Scientists are on the hunt for Taiwan's tallest tree. They have high-tech tools to help them find candidates. But to be sure which is the tallest, they have to go and measure each one the old-fashioned way. John Van Trieste has this story.
This towering Taiwania tree sits deep in Taiwan's central mountains. Around 30 stories high, scientists suspect it could be the tallest tree on the island. They discovered it during a sweep of the country with 3D laser scanning technology. But laser scanning can't give a precise measurement. That's why last week, this research team trekked through thick forest to the tree's location. With harnesses and tape measures, they climbed all the way to the top. The ascent was difficult as a strong wind blew through the forest. They also had to stop partway up as the tape measures the team brought were only 50 meters long.
他在那边有点要晕船，他有点不太敢上去，因为枝条那时候已经蛮细。然后后来风大概有停10分钟，他就赶快攻上去，然后再垂皮尺下来量。
The result? 84.1 meters. That's in between the Leaning Tower of Pisa's 57 meters and Big Ben's 96. This makes it the tallest known tree in East Asia, but it may not hold that spot for long. The last tallest tree was only discovered in December, and the scientists have found hundreds of other tall trees in the course of their laser scanning. Still, the team says every one of these great trees is something to be treasured. Though 60% of Taiwan remains forested, logging over the past century has seen many giant specimens felled.
其实那边的大树很多，所以我们会有这个灵感，就是觉得每棵树好像在华山论剑。
Taiwan's tree finders share the hundreds of tall trees they found on a publicly available digital map. They hope that by raising awareness, their work will help people discover a newfound respect and admiration for these natural wonders. Eason Pan and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
One of Asia's largest book fairs has just opened in Taipei. A week of over 300 workshops and events, the exhibition showcases books and publishers from around the world. Sally Jensen went to the opening ceremony to find out more.
I'm here at the opening ceremony of the Taipei International Book Exhibition, where for the next 5 days the city will be celebrating literature from around the world. Behind me is Polish-Ukrainian electronica folk band Zagadana, who is kicking off the book fair, which claims to be the biggest of its kind in Asia. Let's take a look at what's going on.
国际书展呢是今年开春以来第一个呢这么大型的国际的交流的活动啊，那尤其呢是在这个2年的疫情之后呢，大家都已经很久没有时间可以这样子很自由、很开放的一起来交流所以呢，大家一进现场应该可以感觉到满满的活力
The annual fair provides a platform for exchanges between Taiwanese publishers and their foreign counterparts. This year, there are pavilions from countries around the world, including France, Italy, Korea, Hong Kong, Belgium, and Ukraine, whose Central European neighbour, Poland, is this year's guest of honour.
I'm delighted that Poland is here because a lot of what is happening in Central Europe and Eastern Europe draws a lot of interest on the part of Taiwan and Taiwanese. So this is an excellent occasion for the Taiwanese readers, for all those who are interested in Polish culture, Polish literature, to come here and meet the authors of poetry, literature, science fiction, fantasy.
And we offer here an exhibition of the history about Polish illustrations for children. These are the classics that Poles designed in children's illustration.
Taiwan maintains a free publishing environment at a time when journalists, writers, and publishers across Asia are experiencing censorship and harassment. President Tsai Ing-wen and new Culture Minister Shi Zhe were among the visitors on opening day, showing their support for the industry.
不过今天比较重要的是，其实我是在1个小时之前才完成这个文化部长的交接那如果以这个出版来讲的话，我应该是刚出印刷厂还是热腾腾的那本书刚刚到通路上。那今天是第一次在通路上跟大家见面所以也要拜托大家，就是说我们要秉持着我们文字阅读出版的精神，请也不要只看到封面就决定好坏。
The book publishing industry as a whole is faced with its own challenges. Brick and mortar stores are closing down around the world as people consume more and more entertainment online. But the exhibition hopes to rebuild people's love for books. A construction site dummy, a goods truck, and scaffolding. These may not be the sort of items you'd associate with a peaceful reading environment, but here they represent how books are one of the building blocks for a healthy society. Meanwhile, the Children's Pavilion invites kids into the ocean to meet flying fish, sperm whales, nautilus, and horseshoe crabs. A single-day ticket for the book fair is around $3, but it's free of charge for students under the age of 18 and foreign nationals who show their passports and residence permits at the entrance. Taiwan's Culture Ministry hopes that this year's event will show off the vibrancy and diversity of the country's publishing culture. And with Taiwan's borders open once more, it's a chance for the local literary scene to put itself firmly back on the map. Kama Xu and Sally Jensen for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, we leave you with images of motorbike riders from the Indian Army Corps of Signals performing in the country's Republic Day Parade. That's just amazing. I'm Liao. Take care and see you next time.